Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to America's most beloved Firehouse Morning Show. A cup of Joe and some Fuego.
Oh my God!
And good morning, my smoke breathers, my Leatherhead Nation, all you Red Devil fighting, smoke gulping heroes. Welcome back to the Cup of Joe and some Fuego. It's that interactive show between you and us where you send in all your stuff and we put it up on the show here. Today is March 5th, 2025, and let's find out what's going on in the world of firefighting. And if you have anything to send me, guys, right there, up on the screen, KUBESPODCAST@gmail.com. Send us your murals, your kitchen tables, the fires, your crew, everything, and we'll get them up on here. We'll share it and make this community even closer. Okay, where are we going first? Right here, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to, it says, Kubes, thanks for the show. This is a mural we had on the wall of our kitchen in Lebanon, New Hampshire, Fire Department Station 1. This mural was painted about 30 plus years ago and has been preserved until the building was torn down to make way for a new station with a similar footprint. Dan Martin, Lieutenant, retired. That's awesome, bro. Should have preserved that wall and put it in a new firehouse. You know, cut it out. That'd be cool. Little piece of old retro fire department. All right, back to my boy here, Jimmy Sullivan. You know Jimmy Sullivan, bro. He's from the Facebook group Former and Classic Firehouses. These are former quarters of Engine 29 on Chambers Street, Manhattan. It was built as the third precinct for the NYPD in 1862. Wow, that's a nugget, Jimmy. I love that. In 1875, it became a hospital. In 1897, it became Engine 29. It later became a privately owned building and had a strange crime occurred in here where the owner bound and gagged his business partner and placed him in the crawl space. The victim finally got free, escaped the firehouse, and called police. The owner, when arrested, said it was just a business dispute. Yes, Engine 20. I think we did that in Gone But Not Forgotten. I think Chief Steve told me that too, but we didn't know that it was a police precinct and a hospital. But yes, in fact, he tied him upstairs, all the way up the top there in the crawl space, left him there for a couple of days, and the guy escaped. Crazy. Thanks, Jimmy. Keep sending them in, brother. We absolutely love them. Okay, what we got next here? This is a father and son, man. I love these father and sons, man. Touches me right here. It says, my dad and my little nephew from sometime in the mid-90s. Andrew Marino. That little guy, mid-90s. Yep. Now we're going to Newark. Oh, you know our buddy Newark, bro. This guy's been around for a long time. And he writes, when I can find it here. Yes, this is from my buddy Hank. It says, hey, Kubes. Hank from Newark here. I thought I'd send you a few pics of a typical Newark job during the war years. That's a typical job? Woo! On Thursday, May 3rd, 1979 at 0407 hours, the fire alarm office received an alarm from box 1442 at South Orange Avenue and South 12th Street. As the alarm was being transmitted, fire alarm operators began receiving numerous telephone calls, reports of a major fire on North 14th Street, on 14th Avenue, a block away. While still rolling in, first two units reported seeing a heavy fire in the sky. Arriving units found two vacant three-story frame dwellings totally engulfed in heavy fire and threatening to spread down South 12th Street, up 14th Avenue, and across South 12th Street. A second alarm was struck on arrival, quickly followed by the third alarm. Firefighters were faced with extreme radiant heat and heavy flying ember problem. Engine 18 set up their telesquirt to attack the blaze, but were forced to reposition when the rig started taking radiant heat damage. The first photo I took from a block away upon my arrival at the fire. The second photo shows the total involvement of the two buildings. That's Deputy Chief Harold Davis of the 1st Division ordering Engine 18 to back out of the street. Let me see some of the other pictures that he sent. Good stuff. That is the rig that's melted or hit by radiant heat. And this is the other one that he's showing where the chief is ordering them back. It says, I hope you enjoy The third photo is Engine 18 sporting a little Newark sunburn. I hope you enjoy the photo. Sorry there was no cockloft left. Laugh out loud. You and the Salty lads keep up the great work, what you're doing. God bless Hank. Thank you, Hank. We appreciate it. That's some great shots, man. And that is the Warriors, man. Remember that, the Warriors, because we got something coming up, hopefully in the works, about the Warriors. All right, this one, I'm going to need some help from you guys. I found this. I didn't write down who sent it in. I'm sorry. So maybe if in the comments, you can tell me. It says, one of my first fires that I photographed, it was 45 years ago on West 110th Street between 5th and Lenox Avenues. This fourth alarm was on Valentine's morning in 1980. This fire started my over 40 years of being associated with the fire factory, Engine 58, and Ladder 26 up in Harlem. So if anybody knows, I would love to give credit. So if anybody knows who this gentleman or gentlewoman is who took these pictures or was riding with the Fire Factory 26, let me know in the comments below. Let's get to the videos, guys, because I think we have 4 of them today. 4 good videos. Oh, you know what? Before we get to that, I started that new segment where we're going to do what happened on this date. Well, there is a very historic fire that took place sometime around this date, sent in by Jay Jonas. You know Chief Jonas. We have him on all the time. Anyway, it says, let me pull up the picture for you fellas and ladies. Okay, it says, hey, brothers, last week was the 50th anniversary of the New York Telephone Company fire. It was one of the most horrendous fires in the history of the FDNY. It extracted a human toll long after the fire was extinguished. The lessons learned from the medical monitoring of this fire led to a much better medical monitoring after the 9/11 terrorist attack. Feel free to pass this newsletter along to the current group of firefighters on this job. Can learn a lot about it. Be safe. DC J. Jonas, retired. Great guy. I love that guy. His wife's a sweetheart. You can tell he deeply, deeply cares about the job and the members. And I took a little story to talk about the job here. I'll explain. I'll put this other one up here. This is a pretty cool picture. That's crazy. That's all toxic smoke that these guys are breathing in. All right, it says just after midnight on February 27th, 1975, a short circuit was in the basement of the cable vault where underground cables entered the building, started a fire. 15 employees were working in the building at the time. An internal alarm was sounded at 12:15 a.m. when smoke was discovered in the third floor subscriber distribution frame. All employees safely evacuated the building, but one reported that smoke was already filling the stairways. The maintenance man on duty was alerted to the fire and attempted to call the fire department, but the internal telephone lines were already disrupted. He had to use a street call box to alert the fire department, where the first alarm was sounded at 12:25 a.m. Upon arrival, firefighters found the entire building filled with smoke, with the heaviest on the lower floors. It was difficult to pinpoint the source of the fire due to the smoke and difficulty in getting into the cable vault, which I believe was like a sub-cellar. Louis loves those. Windows were constructed with wire mesh glass and further shielded the plastic or metal screens to protect switching equipment. Dust shields of steel and wired glass presented obstacles. The fire had spread to the first floor through a narrow slot that passed cable up the distribution frame. The fire then progressed vertically through the cable chasers. Firefighters attempted to spray foam into the cable vault, only to have the foam drain down to the sub-basement. The incident escalated to 5 alarms. Fumes from the burning cables awakened and sickened residents on East 13th Street. Some dressed hastily left their apartments to get further away from the fire. The nearby New York Eye and Ear Infirmary sent patients home or transferred them to other hospitals. Smoke poured from a fissure in the building, and an adjacent structure was evacuated in fear that the telephone building might collapse. The fire was at first declared under control at 3:40 p.m., but shortly after that flared up again. It was officially declared under control at 4:46 p.m. The fire burned for over 19 hours before completely being extinguished. So this is another one of those fires we can't forget. You can go back. I think we did this with Jay Jonas, but we also did it with Danny Noonan, who just recently passed away. He was one of the last remaining guys from the telephone company. He was beating the drum for a long time to get these guys, the medical treatment and the recognition that they deserved. And it set up, like Chief Jonas said, it set up that medical monitoring for 9/11. Unfortunately, it took something like this to occur, but that's usually the case, correct? So our hearts and prayers go out with all those family members who lost somebody from the telephone fire company. All right, let's get to the videos, guys. Here we go. The first one, the Bronx. We're going to the Bronx, of course. It says FDNY battling a third alarm fire on University Avenue in the Bronx. I believe this is my boy, the Majestrian, doing his thing.
Nobody was in it that they know of. This one's licking on this side over here.
There you go. All right, we're staying in the FDNY, bro. You know I love it. Brooklyn, Cypress Hills, third alarm, 1736, 187 Miller Avenue 6. Oh, box 1736, 187 Miller Avenue, the 6th of January, 25. So this just happened. This from First Do Photography. You know, it's great. Before the chief orders everybody down, looks like out of the attic to the second floor. You can see brothers up there, man. It's glowing in that room, and there's brothers walking around in there. We wanted to check it out. It's pretty cool. All right, we're going to North Philly, man. We got ourselves a helmet cam. Brothers doing a job. North Philly.
Okay, so that's your...
Dude, you know what's crazy? Who here was excited? Who here wishes there were that guy on the nozzle? I'm sitting here retired, but every one of you, I guarantee you, it's crazy. Most people would be scared shitless, but we're all sitting here like, man, I wish that was me on the nozzle. So do me a favor in the comments, if you wish that you were on the nozzle, just give me an amen. Say amen, brother. Amen. I wish that was me on the nozzle. That's crazy, isn't it? That tells you how crazy we are. We love that stuff. All right, last but not least, we're going to Ohio. A Newark, Ohio Fire Department working house fire, 232 South Williams. And this is by David Decker. I think he's actually the chief on the scene there, David Decker. Here we go.
Fire control on the scene. One-story private dwelling. Heavy fire on the front of the building. Continue the working fire assignment. I'm parked underneath the power lines. Ready, copy, stop short. Engine 52 command, we're on the scene on third. Assignment. Bird, please advance out of the front of the building. Copy, advance out of the front of the Command Rescue 51 is on the scene. Ladder 2 feet. Here comes your water. They got blankets.
Great job, brothers, knocking down the fire. Quick knockdown. So the chief there, I had cut it off a little bit. He said, it almost sounds like he says, I'm parked under the wires. He doesn't. He says it has the first two engine, drive past the hydrant a little, don't park under the wires. Which goes to show you the chief is looking at this fire so much more different than the firefighter who just look at the fire. I got to stretch a line. I want to get in there. He's looking out for everybody's safety. He's seeing the big picture and trying to avoid anybody getting hurt because he wants everybody to go home at the end of the day. So kudos to the chiefs. We always give kudos to the firefighters, but the chief did a good job there. Anyway, that's it, guys. Please send in your stuff, KUBESPODCAST@gmail.com if you want to get on this show. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. Give me an amen, brother, in the comments if you want to be that guy on the pipe. Until next week, I love you guys. Stay safe. Ciao.